Scott Morgan here at Michigan Sports Radio. Joining me tonight are three gentlemen from the Coopersville varsity football team. I will let them introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Isaac O'Neill.
Luke Stanton.
Brooks Haddon.
Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I appreciate you taking the time out here. Let's talk a little bit, Bobby, a little bit about the season and get your viewpoint for the season. What do you think?
I think it was a pretty good season. We just have tough losses, by 3 or 1 point. It was just a pretty good season with the boys.
Okay. Luke, how about you?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. We had 2 pretty easy games to start off, then we had 2 tough games. And then after them losses, I think we just really got it together, kind of.
Yeah.
And we have been going pretty strong from them.
Brooks, get your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, what they said, kind of handle the business. First 2 games, kind of went off track a little bit for 2 games and got right back on it.
Got right back on. Let's talk a little bit about, we were looking Sunday for Selection Sunday. We were all sitting at Pepino's having dinner and stuff. And Brooks, when East Grand Rapids came up and our name came up, what was your initial thoughts?
I knew they were a good team, but also I know that we could beat them. And, I felt confident.
Good. How about you, Bobby? When you saw our name there?
Kind of what Brooks said, they're a pretty good team, and I knew we could handle them, but I don't know,
You had it there. You were ready to go.
Yeah.
Luke, we'll talk with you. This senior.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 2 years in a row. You've been in the playoffs, and you were looking at this. Who were you hoping for at the when you were looking at there before everything? Who were you really kind of hoping that you'd line up against?
I really don't know who I was hoping for. I was just hoping for a pretty easy game first round.
Wasn't easy though, was it?
No.
Which is a good thing. Am I correct, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely went out to East Grand Rapids, and as you guys have all said, that they were a very good team, same record as us. A couple losses here to a couple of their bigger teams. So, how did you guys prepare for that game Friday night? The week before. Luke, I'll start with you. How did you mentally get ready?
All week through practice, just making sure my mind's in the right place with reads and all that, and make sure I know what I'm doing 100% of the time by Friday, and then put it all together on Friday and go play as hard as I can.
Brooks, as a sophomore up on the varsity, this was your first district game. What was your thoughts going into it?
It was intimidating for sure, but I feel like I'm kind of getting used to it at this point, so it wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad. Bobby, same thing. I mean, as a junior coming in, you've had the 1 year under your belt. So what was your game plan?
I don't know, just getting ready at practice and watching a lot of film in school.
Yeah?
And just knowing what they run and stuff and just getting ready.
Where did you see an advantage at, in playing East Grand Rapids that the Broncos could take advantage of? Was there any?
Not really.
They played both offensively and defensively pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Luke, what did you see? You see anything that you thought that, hey, you know what, we could probably take advantage of this?
Yeah, in some of their games, they definitely struggled to score.
Yep.
And their defense really pulled through in a lot of games for them. So we didn't really take advantage of that very too well on Friday, but, that's where we could have taken advantage.
Could have taken advantage. Okay. So Brooks, let's talk about Friday night's game and everything. As we all know, Coach Kamen always wants the ball first. So far, he's only been denied that I think once. Somebody took the ball first, from them, and this year, and it was like, hey, so you're going to be sitting up, getting ready to go on offense. What are you thinking at that point in time?
Really just make sure that if we do run it outside, then make sure to pin that guy in and make sure they don't get the edge.
Don't get the edge. Luke, how about you?
Yeah, just block as hard as I can and just try to score on that first drive. It really helps.
Bobby?
Mm-hmm. Say like when I get the ball, just find an open hole and just try to like crease one and score it.
Exactly. Now, what are you looking when you're running? You just looking for the space?
Yeah, I'm looking for like holes.
Looking
like
for holes?
anything. Mm-hmm.
Anything get there?
Yeah, or like blocks.
Okay. We had a little trouble though Friday night, kind of hanging out of that beautiful rock there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Got a couple turnovers. Was that just weather or just a mental mistake at that point in time?
I don't really know.
See, that was one of my questions. Was do you really when it happens so fast that sometimes you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Correct? You look at a film and you go, I still got nothing to coach it. We're trying to take care of it.
Yeah.
Passing, a few attempts to both of you guys, both Luke and Brooks are wide receivers. Bobby is the running back. And what were you defensively against that? Your offense going against their defense. What did you think that you could get away with?
I mean, their corner was definitely slower than me. Had to get his hands off me. Definitely helps when they're not grabbing you. And, just run your route hard and definitely helps.
Okay. So we're tied all the way to the fourth quarter. Are we sweating? Are we nervous? Or are we confident at that point in time, guys? Go ahead.
I think we're pretty confident. I think.
Yeah?
We had the first score, and then they drove down the field, but we're still pretty confident, I think.
We created a turnover there to get that first score. If I'm not mistaken, George Ellis came in on a blitz and knocked the ball loose. And then it was all craziness, and Gabe kind of took everybody out and said it was his. What was your guys' thoughts at that point in time when you saw that ball hit the ground?
I said we're obviously gonna score this because we're like 5 yards away, and then we get the score, and then probably score another one and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, just big momentum shift really helps.
Boost you up. They come back though. They come right back. Go against you guys' defense. They start throwing the ball a little bit, and so as DBs, both of you guys are DBs and a linebacker. So I got you both offensively and defensively. Wonder how that happened then. So they're starting to throw on us. Brooks, what do what's happening out there?
They just threw a lot of out routes, and I have the flats kind of where they were throwing that, so I just had to make sure that I covered that guy, and so they couldn't get throw it anywhere, just waste it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we really had the deep routes on lock pretty much. We just had to make sure we weren't jumping the bubbles and all that because we can get downhill to that.
Okay, so they go down and score, tie it up. We get the ball back, and we just have an explosion of a great run, great blocking up front. I mean, it took all of you guys on that whole thing. I mean, watching the film, Bobby, we'll start with you guys outside. I mean, you got receivers. Did you take them down or did you block at that point in time? Did you take them away from the line of scrimmage?
So I just squared him up, and then whichever way Bo goes, I kind of take the guy and he cuts off of me. So
okay, Brooks, did you take the
no.
guy away from the play or did you have a block at that time?
I think that it was mostly to the boundary.
Okay.
So my guy normally was a non-factor, but when it did come my way, I think I just kind of wrote him out so that I could crease inside.
Crease inside. Bobby?
I think the handoff to go down, Then I like hit the D end out so he doesn't like crash down and hit Bo when he's running.
Yeah, that was one of the things we
Yeah.
noticed that I noticed on the film is that defensive end was crashing very quickly.
Yeah, he was.
And that was an adjustment I think we made in our calls, if I'm not mistaken, that you would all of a sudden faking, getting the fake handoff, and you were hitting that guy.
Yeah.
So Bo runs 55 yards, and we score. And we're up now 14-7. We kick off to them, and they drive,
Yeah.
and they drive, and they drive all the way down to the 2-yard line, and punch it in. What are we thinking at this time? I know what I'm thinking in the booth, but I want to know what you guys are thinking on the field. What are you thinking? Were you nervous?
I was
Or were
kind
you-
of, I don't know. I was kind of nervous. Like, I thought they were gonna kick the field goal.
Right?
Yeah.
We all did.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I did too.
I don't really know.
Once I saw them lined up for 2, I know we had
Yeah.
a chance to win it, and we just had to
Yeah.
Come
take
out.
over in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So was it coach telling you to blitz, or was
Yeah,
that on
it was
you?
coach.
That was coach.
Uh-huh.
So you see him rolling. Did you figure he was going to roll to
No,
his
I thought he was
left?
handing the ball up, and then he like spin, and so I went at him and I just tackled him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was a great hit. That forces him to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Just he had to get rid of it because you were there.
Mm-hmm.
So now you guys are in the backfield defensively, looking at this thing floating in the air. What's your thoughts at that point in time? Because I watched you go up as high as you could.
Yeah, so coach made a great call defensively, and I think we were just over top of the routes and in great position, and then just swat the ball down, give them no chances.
So we end up winning 14-13. So
Yeah.
congratulations, that was
Thank you.
great. So now we get Zeeland West. We all know they run that wonderful wing tee, which I call is I have to wait till they're all done and everybody's on the ground before I guess who had the ball. What's your preparation for that for this week?
We just gotta like trust our reads and like you'll probably get to the ball and like we just can't like stop and like give up because you never know like who's gonna have the ball.
Luke, how about you?
So yeah, trust your reads and make sure we're aligned before the play. That definitely helps a lot.
Do they throw the ball a lot, Brooks? Or is it just mostly just the running of the wing tee?
It's mostly running, but I think every now and then they pass it and they can really catch people off guard with it.
So you've got to kind of really keep one eye on the receiver. If he tries to block you, then you obviously know it's a run. Or if he's going to try to go by you, you know it's going to be a pass. Looking at it and seeing we've ran against the wing tee before, haven't we? Who runs the wing tee? Unity. So some comparisons there for you to kind of reflect upon, or have or are they completely two different styles?
I feel like they're the same thing, but Unity threw the ball more. I think.
Yeah, but I think they had to
Yeah.
after we started the way we did. So okay, so final thoughts on playing. What is Brooks Haddon going to have to do for the Broncos to be successful?
I really got to set the edge on defense, and then make sure that if they do pass it, I got to stay on top.
Okay. Luke, how about you back there,
Yeah,
defensive back?
I'm the safety, so I definitely got to make sure I stay on top, and then just go to the ball and make sure nobody breaks one.
I'm like the linebacker, like safety thing, and then I just gotta like trust my reads and like communicate with people and like know like what coverage we're in, know what play call we're in, and just like get to the ball.
Get to the ball. Offensively, what do we got to do?
Block on the edge, mostly.
Block on the edge.
Yeah, play hard, play fast, do our job.
Do our
Be
job.
physical.
Be physical. Yeah, I think we may have a little advantage on the physicality there. I think which we've been for the most part all season long. I think we can wear them out by the fourth quarter. We just got to get there. Well, gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
It was like I said, it was a fun game, and it's sure this ride is not over yet. We need to go out there and we'll watch you guys Friday night. We'll call the game and be cheering for a Bronco victory. Thanks again.
Yep.